Good afternoon, I'm Raylene Ramsey. This is your afternoon news fix for Thursday, the 14th of March. The Minister for Regulation claims forced protections for native land are turning farmers off conservation efforts. The government is blocking councils from mapping out new significant natural areas, while resource management laws are reformed. The next phase will include looking at zones already earmarked as protected because they have significant indigenous flora and fauna. Minister David Seymour says the rules discourage personal responsibility.
I've had farmers tell me this. They say, if I do good work and increase the biodiversity on my farm, some pimply teenager from the local council is going to come and slap an SNA and freeze my property rights.
Chris Hipkins says his leadership is rock solid, despite a series of bad polls for his party. The Labour leader and his MPs were in the Wairarapa today for their annual retreat. Hipkins says today marks a new era for the party, and he's confident he'll be leading Labour for some time to come.
I'll still be the leader of the Labour Party long after Christopher Luxon's been rolled as the leader of the National Party.
National MPs have been suggesting the man to roll Hipkins would be Kieran McAnulty, but he says there's no chance of that happening.
I've made it really clear, as has everyone in the caucus, that we are 100% behind Chippy.
The Prime Minister says a final bailout for Mount Ruapehu's struggling ski field is just tidying up after the previous government. Cabinet has agreed to provide $7 million for Ruapehu Alpine Lifts to operate this season. The company, which has been in receivership since October last year, has been operating on funds from a previous bailout. Chris Luxon says it's been made clear the company must be able to survive on its own from now on.
We've inherited a situation that's actually a conversation that was started under the previous government. We're cleaning it up, we're sorting it out, and we're being very clear and signalling where we're going with this next.
A critical detail missing from the building code is to blame for unbearable heat becoming trapped inside some newly built townhouses. Reports are emerging of homeowners paying twice as much to cool their homes than to heat them in winter. Green Building Council Chief Executive Andrew Eagle says there's no requirement for overheating to be considered.
New Zealand's building code is woeful by international standards, and Kiwis deserve better. It doesn't need to be the case that we have these sweltering conditions in our homes.
The economy's in a reasonably weak position. That's despite high tourist numbers and strong net migration. Stats NZ figures show 133,800 more people entered the country than left in the year to January. ASB's economic report says economic activity largely flatlined last year. Senior economist Mark Smith says migration numbers will probably change because of that.
I suppose a weaker New Zealand backdrop to be less attractive for people migrating to New Zealand, and as a result for those migration numbers to cool.
In sport, New Zealand's second team in football's A-League will be known as Auckland FC. The team will play in an electric blue colourway with a shield containing a tribute to Rangitoto and the city's skyline. The two South Island NRL bids are already at war as the two chief executives clash over a previous failed venture to work together to become the competition's 18th team. And former Blues and New Zealand Māori halfback Billy Guyton is the first New Zealand-based professional rugby player to be diagnosed with CTE brain disorder. I'm Raylene Ramsey. That is your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update tomorrow morning from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.